Hey everyone, let's dive right into the big news from January 30th, 2025. It was a day packed with significant events that have left a lasting impact on the nation. President Donald Trump made headlines by signing an executive order to combat anti-Semitism.
On Wednesday, President Trump signed an executive order aimed at combating anti-Semitism on campus, which would deport non-citizens who took part in pro-Hamas rallies on campus. And many folks are saying that this action was sparked by the protest at Columbia University.
This move is seen as a bold step in addressing a growing concern that has been plaguing various communities across the country. With a sharp focus on college campuses, this order is part of a larger effort to tackle what Trump described as an unprecedented wave of anti-Semitic discrimination, vandalism, and violence, especially after the October 7, 2023, Hamas attack on Israel. The administration believes that educational institutions are breeding grounds for such hateful ideologies and needs stringent measures to curb them. The order mandates government agencies to identify civil and criminal authorities that can be used to fight anti-Semitism, and requires an analysis of pending complaints against higher education institutions. This comprehensive approach aims to ensure that no stone is left unturned in the fight against this age-old prejudice. An interesting and potentially controversial part of this order is that it could lead to foreign students being deported if identified as Hamas sympathizers or pro-jihadist protesters. This aspect of the order has sparked a heated debate about the balance between national security and individual rights. While some students welcome this move, citing a definite increase in anti-Semitic incidents, critics worry it could stifle free speech and protests, blurring the line between anti-Semitism and anti-Israel demonstrations. The fear is that legitimate criticism of Israel's policies could be unfairly targeted under this new order. It's a complex issue that's sparking intense debates across campuses nationwide. Universities are now at the forefront of this battle, trying to navigate the fine line between ensuring safety and upholding the principles of free speech. But that wasn't the only major story of the day. In a tragic turn of events, the nation was shaken by a devastating accident. Tragedy struck near Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport when an American Airlines plane collided mid-air with a Black Hawk helicopter.
This morning, authorities have moved from a search and rescue operation to a grim recovery effort, saying there are no survivors. It comes after a commercial airline collided with a helicopter midair while approaching Reagan National Airport.
Crash. This is Alert 3. Crash.
A live stream from an EarthCam web camera capturing the moment of impact. A fireball lighting up the sky, both aircrafts then crashing into the Potomac River, making rescue efforts difficult.
Despite all those efforts, we are now at a point where we are switching from a rescue operation to a recovery operation. At this point, we don't believe there are any survivors.
It happened just after 8:45 last night. Authorities say the jet was inbound from Wichita, Kansas, and making its final approach to Reagan with 60 passengers and 4 crew members on board. Officials say an additional 3 Army soldiers were on the Black Hawk.
From the Department of Transportation and FAA's perspective, we are going to offer full support to those on the ground, to the mayor, but also to the NTSB, who is going to be conducting the investigation in this matter.
Ari Schulman was driving home when he looked up and saw the plane falling from the sky.
It was illuminated bright yellow underneath, and there was a spray of sparks on the underside of the plane, and I knew something was wrong because it was very, very close to the ground. It was maybe 80 or 100 feet above the ground, banked all the way to the right.
The investigation now underway as officials try to determine what happened. American Airlines CEO responding to the tragedy overnight.
I'd like to express our deep sorrow about these events.
Now, right behind me, you can see Reagan National Airport. The CEO of the airport says it's expected to remain closed until at least 11 a.m.
The collision has raised serious questions about air traffic control and aviation safety protocols. This devastating incident led to multiple fatalities and injuries. Emergency responders were quick to the scene, but the scale of the disaster was overwhelming. President Trump quickly addressed the nation, offering heartfelt condolences to the victims' families and promising a thorough investigation to uncover what went wrong.
The work has now shifted to a recovery mission. Sadly, there are no survivors.
He assured the public that measures would be taken to prevent such tragedies in the future. He emphasized the importance of ensuring such an incident never happens again. the administration is now under pressure to review and possibly overhaul aviation safety standards. So, January 30th brought a mix of significant policy actions and deep sorrow for many Americans. It was a day that highlighted both the proactive measures being taken to address societal issues and the unpredictable nature of life. On one hand, the administration is pushing forward with decisive actions to combat anti-Semitism. These efforts are seen as necessary by many to protect vulnerable communities and ensure justice. On the other, we are reminded of the fragility of life with the heartbreaking mid-air collision. The nation mourns the loss of lives and looks to the future with hopes for improved safety measures. Stick around as we continue to keep you updated on what's happening during President Trump's administration.